Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off showcasing the amount of love that Hadi Choopan gets in Iran. Hadi posted this video up a few days ago, and he said that he endures hardships as well as success with his fans. And I always love sharing posts like this because the amount of love that some countries have for their bodybuilding champions is just insane. The champions in the US get a lot of love for sure, but Iran, Brazil, even the way Italy shows love to Andrea Presti is just on an entirely different level. And the amount of support that Hadi gets is so insane. If you didn't know anything about the sport of bodybuilding and seeing this video, you would probably think that he won the O, but Hadi placed second. Hadi had a statue built of him before he even won the title. But let's go ahead and get into our next story, which is a recent guest posing from the mutant Nick Walker. And I will honestly say that Nick Walker looks closer to a stage look than an off-season look. This is great conditioning for a guest posing, and it looks like Nick Walker's hamstring is recovering pretty well. And a lot of people are asking or maybe even expecting Nick Walker to be at the next Arnold Classic, but he's probably gonna sit it out and just focus on the Mr. Olympia. And Nick Walker recently stated on a podcast that if he doesn't get a special invite, he will not be upset. But considering the circumstances, the injury is such a short time out from the Mr. Olympia, he does think it is deserved. But again, why not give a special invite to one of the best bodybuilders, one of the most popular bodybuilders in the sport? But Nick Walker seems like he's still working very, very hard, and again, seems like recovery is going pretty well. And Nick Walker promised us a few weeks ago that he will be back and better. Now, also at this same guest posing, we had Stanimal, we had the reigning 212 Olympia champion Keone Pearson, and also a very massive Quinton Eriya, who we should be seeing on stage in 2024. Quint absolutely blew up. Now, still looks like he needs to work on his posing a little bit. He's shaking just a tad, but the size of this guy is just incredible. He's working with Matt Jansen, hoping to see some big improvements from Quint. Now let's talk about our 212 Olympia champion, Keone Pearson. And I'm sure I've said this before, but when it comes to Keone, I think it's pretty much always been the mindset. Even when Keone was a natural bodybuilder, he had the physique. He just didn't have the mentality. He didn't necessarily have that confidence. And I said it, after prejudging at the Mr. Olympia, once Keone realized he was in that top two, you could see the confidence at that night show when he came in much tighter for the win. Going forward, Keone is going to be a very tough guy to beat. He pretty much checks every single box. The only real weakness Keone has at this point, the midsection doesn't look the best when he isn't pulling a vacuum. But outside of that, he has the best structure in the top 6 at the 212 Olympia. Conditioning is great, only going to get better with more muscle maturity. And again, the best poser in the division. Keone can hold this title for a little while. And let's switch over to Hunter Labrada, who recently posted up some updates. Hunter is currently the 6th best bodybuilder on the planet, and personally, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring next year. Hunter Labrada completely transformed his physique in 1 year. As far as conditioning, we've seen the best Hunter of all time in Tampa, a good version in Texas, and a good version at the Mr. Olympia. But Hunter Labrada at his best, I think he could have possibly been as high as 4th. But then again, if Brandon was better, Andrew was better, they possibly could have placed higher as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Hunter is going to bring to the stage next year. Hopefully he can make more improvements. Now let's switch over to the man, the myth, the Mona Lisa, Andrew Jacked, who recently posted up an update with Larry Wheels. Following the Mr. Olympia, Andrew said he's pretty much been active in the sport since turning pro. So he's going to take a good break and shut it down, and then he's going to come back. So I would guess that we aren't going to see him in the 2024 Arnold Classic, and more than likely we're going to see Andrew at next year's Texas Pro. And those are my words, just a prediction, not Andrew's. Now let's switch over to Rafa Brandão, who recently posted up some updates looking absolutely massive. A guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing compete very, very soon. Rafa Brandão took top 10 in his Olympia debut, beating out Ian Valliere, Marco Crizzo, and he could have arguably placed higher than William Bonac, who was in 9th place. Looks like Rafa Brandão has made some serious improvements as far as size. He's working with Neil Yoda Hill, a great coach, and Neil has a lot of experience training some of the best guys in the sport. 2024 is going to be another great year for bodybuilding. Now let's switch over to classic physique. We have a recent update from Stephane Matala at 1 week out. Unfortunately, Stephane was unable to compete at the Mr. Olympia. He said that his mother was ill and he really just wanted to focus on her, but it seems like Stephane is now back to work and he has just a touch of gyno. And I'm curious how much he weighs at 1 week out because he looks pretty good here. As we know, Stephane is a guy that struggles to make the weight cap. Now they did add a few pounds. I believe he could add about 4 or 5 extra since the weight cap increased, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring. This guy has a great physique. I don't think he could really compete in the 212 division. He's a little bit tall, and it's going to take a lot of mass for him to compete in open, so I can definitely understand him deciding to stay in the classic physique division, at least for now, but I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully Stephane is able to qualify for the Mr. Olympia a little bit early. Now the last story I want to talk about, Jaehun Park has earned his qualification for next year's Olympia, winning the Taiwan Pro, beating out Keone Pearson. If I'm not mistaken, this is his second show in the classic physique division. First show he was really off. Second show he was second place. Maybe next show he gets a win. Now let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below, who is this bodybuilder? And even better, if you guys can guess the coach in the background, because I had no idea who it was. But I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. I know that I took a little bit of time off. Bodybuilding news has been slow, but should be consistent from here going forward. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness. That's it. I'm out.